it's almost a cliche, the celebrity couple, they get together, they break up, I'm like, well, who else are they gonna go out with? But for some reason, you took an unprecedented stand to fight for this marriage.
Right? And when you see, there's no artist, let me be clear, there's no artist in this industry that's doing major numbers with these platforms that haven't sold their soul. And when you know what you're looking at and you know how to decipher shit, you will see it. And
Jay-Z, you guys feel like he sold his soul?
yes, he did.
That was a threat, but it wasn't like a threat that I thought at the time, like he's gonna carry out and do something. He just basically, he had a little too much to drink, and I think I was taking a picture in his house, and I said, you want to get in the picture, and he walked up and he just said, don't try no funny shit with me, cause I'm not that nigga, it'll be a problem. So,
he lined up D-Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Y'all grab your popcorn because the drama just went nuclear. Diddy is sweating bullets right now after Jason Lee dropped some wild footage of him and Jay-Z that's got everybody talking. You know how Diddy loves to play it cool, acting like he's got everything under control? Well, not today. This man is in full panic mode, scrambling like he's trying to erase every trace of what went down in that video. But let's just say it's too late for that.
he said some off-the-wall shit at his house. That was a threat, but it wasn't like a threat that I thought at the time, like he's gonna carry out and do something. He just basically, he had a little too much to drink, and I think I was taking a picture in his house, and I said, you want to get in the picture, and he walked up and he just said, don't try no funny shit with me, cause I'm not that nigga, it'll be a problem. So it was a threat, but it wasn't like he was gonna kill me. But I thought maybe he just had too much to drink, and I'm like, what are you talking about? You want to get in the photo, or you don't want to get in the photo? And he ended up getting in the photo. And then
what funny shit was he referring to?
People have this idea about me that I'm lurking in bushes to find the tea to go and tell what you're doing. And, I think that he probably had other things going on around him, clearly, that he didn't want anybody to know about. And I'm in his home, and, he's welcomed me into the family at Revolt. And I think that was his way of kind of like level setting with me. Don't report on him, or what I got from him was like, don't report on him or do to him what I do to other people, or whatever he may have heard to other people. So that was his way of letting me know, which I just said, like, motherfucker, do you want to take the picture or not? Because unless you're going to, well, I can't say unless you're going to kill me. You're talking about Puff, because you never know.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because you being gay, I assume your gaydar is more sophisticated than everyone else's.
I mean, listen, we don't even want to go down the trail of human sexuality with me, because I think very differently than a lot of people.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say if I think Puffy's gay or not, because he never tried to fuck me.
He never tried to fuck you. But do you think, like, with me, and I've said this multiple times, me and Academics had a whole talk about this. We both feel that if Puffy just came out and said, hey, I'm a bisexual man, this is who I am, all the no Diddy stuff would go away and people would just accept him from who he is. In 2024, I almost feel like you get elevated when you come out as gay. Like, show me one person who came out as gay that people bashed him. I can't think of anybody.
I don't have a tracking system for who's coming out, so I really don't know. I don't even know who's in or out. If I see somebody that's attractive, I don't care if they're in or out or under or above. If they're attractive, I'm gonna pop my shit. They can say I'm not gay, or I'm not gay right now, or I'm not interested. Cool, I'll back off and I'll move on to the next person.
Have you hollered at straight men and they're like, hey, bro, I'm not?
Of course.
I can tell you this one time.
My exes have been straight.
Okay.
They're still straight.
I remember this one time in Israel. My first trip in Israel. It was a group of us. It was all like kids who just graduated from college, and me and like this one girl were like dancing and doing our thing. I was dancing with a bunch of the girls. This Israeli dude kept staring at me. He walked up to me, he said something in Hebrew, and started to bite on my shirt. Just like, arr, arr, arr. I said, okay, I'm done here. I just walked away. I said, okay, that was a little too real. But like, I never got mad. Like, I never understood why straight dudes get mad at a gay man hitting on them.
Well, that's the question you have to ask academics.
What do you mean?
I mean, didn't he have the whole blow up with Saucy Santana where he got mad because Saucy said something to him that made him feel some type of way, and then
well, no, it was a little more sophisticated than that. What happened was Saucy said, "I'm gonna fuck you in the ass," or something.
Well, I mean,
and the thing is, and what he was saying is that he couldn't actually reply because then he would be gay bashing.
Well, here's the deal. I think,
but I don't think it's right for a man to say, "I'm gonna rape you," and everyone thinks it's funny.
Well, I don't think it's right for somebody in Israel to go chew on your shoulder either, because that's like invading your personal space.
Absolutely.
But let me say this: I think that the reason why I bring that example up is because I ain't gonna lie, I enjoyed, and academics, you know, we cool. I enjoyed watching the academics and the Saucy Santana shit play out because I knew Saucy Santana was gay as hell. He was being the most gay. Saucy made me uncomfortable when he was so gay. Okay, Saucy was being so gay, and violating him so bad.
I hope no one doubts that Diddy swings the other way by now.
And then on the other hand, I know that academics want to say, you faggot. He wanted to call him a faggot so bad, but you knew you couldn't do it. And to watch that tug of war, oh, it was the most beautiful piece of art that I have ever seen on social media between gay and straight. But it was really giving people a dose of their own medicine. And the reason why I bring that up is because I think being gay makes people it forces people to reveal who they really are. If you are homophobic, like for me, if I get mad at a white person, I'm not going to disrespect them for being white. Like I'm not going to call them a name, a slur for being white. If I get mad at a Mexican, I'm not going to get mad at them for being Mexican or start saying things, because I love people for who they are, and I hate assholes. So like, if you're an asshole, I'm gonna rip you apart for being an asshole. I may talk some crazy shit because I have a real vicious mouth by way of my grandmother, but like, I don't go straight to that. So like, when academics gets mad at a Saucy and that stuff going on and he's crying because he wants to call him a faggot, that reveals how you feel about gay people. Even though I've sat with academics and he treated me with respect, but I also know that I fly under a certain veil. You told me on my own show that I'm a different type of gay, right?
You're my one gay friend.
So
honestly, so I feel a little silly for saying it because it makes me sound ignorant, but the reality is you're my one gay friend.
No, but I love that though, and I love that for my community, because as much as I'm black and I stand up for the culture, I also realize, having gone through this experience of watching people become exposed, like Floyd Mayweather become my best friend and having a gay friend he can lean on. You know, I like the fact that I can have these kind of conversations, but you know, as it relates to this situation, or what was the one we were talking about right before I brought this one up?
Diddy.
You know, again, being able to tell whether a person's gay or not gay, or hollered at a straight man or not. I roll through the earth having a human experience. If I see a guy that I think is attractive and I talk and I hit on him and he says, oh man, I'm cool, I'm not with that. Okay, cool. Just like a guy will walk up to a girl in a club and hit on her and she not with it. She didn't find you attractive. You not into me, don't find me attractive. That's just human nature. Now, when you start biting on a motherfucker or doing all the extra shit, now it's getting a little weird, because I don't want to be bitten, you know? Funny story.
Well, he didn't like bite me like in the show, but he started like chewing on my shirt.
He should be chewing on your shirt.
It was weird as hell. Like, it was honestly the weirdest thing that's probably ever happened to me, just being out in general. It was just weird. And I'm in a foreign country, so I was just like, let me just walk away and hope he doesn't follow me.
I'll tell you a celebrity story. I had a crush on Kelly Oubre, the basketball player.
Okay.
And I mean, I would post him on my social media, on my story. Because if you put somebody in your feed, that's real gay. But on your story, it's like kind of gay, but you can't see the comments, so it's not that gay, right? So I would post him on my story, and I would post, you know, whatever. And so one day, me, Serge Ibaka, and Tiffany Haddish go to Kendall Jenner's party at Fashion Week, and we walk in. As soon as we walk in, Kelly Oubre is standing at the door, and he turns around and he goes, oh man, he goes, bro, first of all, I know you love me and I love that you love me, but I ain't gay. And I'm like, damn, bro, like you couldn't have said hello? Like, I just got here, you know? But it was that interaction where, you know, yeah, I'm a gay man and you're straight, but I found you attractive and you told me you're not attracted to me. You know, now that he has a girlfriend, I unfollowed him, or a wife or whatever. I don't know. I'm not as invested. But yeah, I don't know if Diddy's gay. If he is gay, will people care? No, because I think people already think he's gay. But we live in a cruel world where people won't embrace people just being themselves. And that's why you have a lot of people walking around faking it till they make it, they still faking it. They're afraid to come out. They're afraid to live in their truth. And I refuse to be a free man walking and a prisoner in my own mind. So,
I mean, look.
With me, you get it.
If you get off at watching men bang your girl while you masturbate in the corner,
that'll make you gay.
I guess it doesn't totally make you gay, but you're now flirting with gayness.
I'll give you a step further. Here, this is brace for impact. Okay. If a man goes to a hustler sex store and gets the biggest dildo penis of a person he watches in porn, and then goes home and gets the most slippery lube he can find and has anal play with himself, that doesn't make him gay. Some would argue that. I understand. I get it. I understand.
I wasn't ready for that last part. No, I thought you were going to go a different direction with it.
That does not, because that is self-pleasure, and that is not a homosexual act with another male. But because of our community, our culture, our beliefs, how we were raised, we believe that is gay. And there's a lot of people right now in the comments saying, fact, that's gay, that's gay, that's gay. And everybody's entitled to believe what they want. I'm just saying, like, every man that I've interviewed who's had sex with multiple women do not see them as lesbians, because it's just, I'm big dog, I got the girl. No, if they're having a sexual intercourse with each other, that is a gay activity.
100%.
But most men in our community will not identify that as being gay. That's why I don't even argue human sexuality with people. Believe what you want.
Academics has been talking a lot about Diddy lately, even addressing some of the most controversial rumors out there, including the allegations surrounding Diddy's private life. On his stream,
Watch the 50 Cent Drink Champs interview. 50 Cent said, yeah, you know, when he hung out with Diddy this one time, he's like, yeah, man, I'm going to take you shopping. Take me shopping? What, like I'm a bad bitch or something? Like, what the hell? And then I don't know if you heard my story where Diddy tried to buy my jacket off me.
For real?
You never heard about this?
Oh, shit. He was trying to get you on clothes.
Yo, I was at a club.
Yo, you was about to pay per item to get you naked?
Yo, listen. No, we were at a club. I was at a club.
Yo, that's like a disgusting form of naked twister. I'm going to just buy your clothes off you. Like, this is crazy.
I was at a club. I've told the story a few times. I said it on Drink Champs the first time. I was at a club, and my man Rikers, he basically was doing celebrity.
Your man name is Rikers?
That was his nickname.
Oh, I was about to say, God damn.
It's his nickname. Everyone knows who he is,
okay,
right?
Okay.
This is a name that everyone's familiar with. And there was a company called Stahl & Dean. They did these really dope throwbacks. And he gave me this jacket with a matching beanie. So, you know, I'm feeling fresh and everything else like that. I go to the club, and I'm hanging out. Diddy just happens to be in the club. So this dude walks up to me, and he was like, yo, I work for Diddy. I said, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, man, Diddy really likes that jacket. He wants to buy it off you. I'm like, no, man, I'm good. I'm not gonna take off my jacket and sell it to a man. Damn. You sure? I'm like, yes, I'm sure. He's like, all right, man, well, I just want you to know, he wants you to know that you're the flyest dude in here. I said, all right, cool. And the next day, I remember I told Rikers the story, and the next day, they contacted Rikers, and they got one of those jackets from him. My thing was, it was just sort of weird. It was like, why don't you just ask me where I got it? I'll tell you.
You was looking in shape then. He probably was looking at you like Meek Mill in the pool. Yo, you doing it, daddy. Yo, you scrambling and scraping.
I just thought it was weird, man. I thought it was weird. I thought it was weird to tell, and like I wouldn't want to wear. I don't wear used clothes. Like it was like, why would I buy someone's clothes off them?
All that being said, though, Vlad, that's not even illegal, man.
No, it's perfectly
not illegal. And this
it's
is where
illegal. It's just a little weird.
No, of course. This is where we're just at this place of, you know, the disturbing elements are, yo, everybody knows, this is what like Mark Curry and a few others say, yo, everybody know you going to Diddy party, one bottle is gonna be the unspiked liquor.
Yeah, I don't believe that. And you know something? I talked to my man Sean Prez, who does a lot of interviews for me, and he was there, you know, essentially near the beginning of Bad Boy. He said, oh, this is bullshit. You know, and he basically said Mark Curry, you know, he didn't make it as an artist, so he's gonna go and make up a whole bunch of shit. A lot of this stuff I feel is so sensationalized. Like, for example, when Columbus Short, remember he did that whole story about, and Diddy called me up at 2 a.m. And he said, yeah, I want to come over. Come over. I want to talk to you about some business. He's like, oh, who else is over there? Oh, just me.
That's movie call hours though, Vlad.
Man, listen.
Vlad, come on.
If Diddy called me
at 2 a.m.
And said, yo, I want to talk some business with you, I would absolutely go.
2 a.m.
2 a.m. What's he gonna do? Rape me? You gonna hold me down and fuck me in the ass? Like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah, until
what's he gonna do?
Until you drink some of that sparkling water.
Well, I probably
your
wouldn't
ass gonna be sparkling the whole night.
I wouldn't drink the water. I would just.
What you
there.
think? You're parched. You gonna have it? You gonna have it?
I'll bring
a
my
nigga
own
like
water.
Diddy. A nigga like Diddy look like he gonna have the. He gonna have the spot 102. You're like, damn, it's hot up in here. Listen. You got some water? Yeah.
Okay, so you mean to tell me?
I'm not going over a nigga's house in no 2 a.m.
Well, hotel room.
Oh, that's even worse.
What are they gonna do to you?
Bro, why do I need to come up? Why can't we talk on the phone?
Okay, so
you got a great idea, let's talk.
You mean to tell me that, listen, we all deal with people who are geniuses in their own way.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs, geniuses, millionaires, billionaires. You and I both know people like this. They function on their own schedule. When they're inspired in the middle of the night or on the weekend or whatever else, it's like, yo, okay, I got this idea. Yo, come over. I want I want to discuss this with you. You could say no, call me on Monday. By Monday, they've already gone to someone else.
Yeah, but
to me, it's not a big deal.
No, contextually, I think
it's not a big deal. You're saying if Jay-Z called you at 2 a.m. say, yo, listen, I got this idea.
I don't know what Jay into either. I ain't going over there.
Okay, well, I would.
Hell nah.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. In fact, I mean, look at, for example.
No. If he tell me his family is at the crib, all right,
listen.
Like, a private hotel?
I've talked to people that knew Kobe very well. And they said that Kobe would pull this type of shit with his teammates. He would call them at 3 a.m. and say, hey, go to the gym. I want to practice with you. And the ones that would say no,
we're going to the gym.
The ones that say
if he
no,
said come in the sauna,
he'd get him off the fucking team. And the ones that say yes, he'd be like, okay, this dude is serious. He has the same kind of passion that I do.
You ever seen that meme when they say when you show up to the Diddy party and you like where the hoes at, but you're the hoe? You ever seen that one?
I haven't seen that one, but
yeah, you show up to Diddy's room and you're like, damn, Diddy, I thought you had some bitches over here. They'd be like, yeah, Playboy, that's you. Yeah.
And Ak hinted that this new footage is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Diddy's behind-the-scenes behavior. According to Whack 100, Diddy has been involved in some questionable activities, with rumors swirling around not just Meek Mill, but also other names in the industry like Cassie, tying it all back to lawsuits and alleged hidden secrets. Whack even suggested that Diddy might have been paying off people to keep them quiet.
Turn around and walk out.
It's all right. Well, according to all these people, if we're going by their word, all these guys look like they weren't really trying to disagree to all the butt sexing and.
If I came over to Diddy's room at 2 a.m. and he's got his bathrobe open,
yeah,
and it's like,
he's sitting on the edge of the bed, and he just opened his leg
like
that.
His legs.
You could see see a ball sack dropping, and he's staring at you, Vlad.
Right.
He's like, yo, Vlad TV gonna be the biggest, Playboy. Start licking his lips.
I'm good. I've already had meetings with Revolt that went nowhere. I say I'm good. No thanks. I walk out.
Okay, but that's what I'm trying to say.
And if someone tried to jump me and assault me, I would press charges and I would sue.
Vlad, you're being so dense. You gotta imagine, you go to some of these people's places, and that's what's really detailed in these lawsuits. It's such a phenomenal but so extravagant place. It's not like, even if you're on guard, there's 50 different ways to take down your inhibition. Like it's gonna make you unguarded a little bit. Hey, all right, what's up? He might really
You can't unguard me to have gay sex with you.
Yo,
it will not happen.
If he's
I have never been that unguarded in my life.
And
I've done ecstasy and acid and mushrooms and a lot of weed and liquor. I've never been that unguarded.
It
will not happen with me.
It's the reason why 50 used to call it the Diddy juice. Like, he spiked your Ciroc or your little De Leon. You know what I mean?
Right. I wouldn't drink anything.
He got you off.
I would
like
be obviously guarded
90?
coming over there, but I wouldn't drink anything. And I don't think that.
Hold on. But with
I also wouldn't think that Diddy would want to have sex with me. I'm sure there's much more younger and attractive men that he could have
you
sex
walk in the
with.
room, Vlad, and the first thing you say to you would be like, remember I told you was looking fly in that brown jacket. I got one jacket in the closet right now. You put that on?
You might be wearing the jacket when I came in.
You want to try this on? Or he give you the jacket, his shirt is off.
Yeah. No,
he flexing his pecs.
Like I said, man, I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. And like for example, like there's interviews by Exhibit, and the reason why Dr. Dre was fucking with Exhibit for so long, you got to understand that Exhibit at one point was a not a very well-known West Coast artist. He was down with Alcoholics. He had like Paparazzi, which was a nominal hit. But at one point, Dre started fucking with him. And that totally transformed his career. He said the reason why that happened is that whenever Dre would call him, middle of the night, weekend, he's with his kids, he's with his girl, he's asleep. Yo, come to the studio. Boom. He drops whatever he was doing. He would go over there, and that's how the relationship with Dre formed. And he became a multimillionaire because of that. Because Dre is Dre. And Diddy's Diddy. You can't deny the talent level.
Again, maybe if I didn't hear all these things, you'd be like, okay, maybe this person just want to talk some business.
Yeah.
But now you got to go in there with like, yo, you go there, this nigga's swinging a butt plug, some shit. Come on, man. Hey.
If I saw the butt plug, I would turn around and leave.
Yo, this is what I got to say. You know, the famous Dave Chappelle skit, you know, when they say, yo, it's 9/11, and he said, I'm watching news, and they said, man, all of a sudden they say, yo, we got Ja Rule on the phone. And he says, who the fuck gives a fuck about what Ja Rule thinks at a time like this?
It was a stand-up special, yeah.
Well, in reality, now we care about Ja Rule. And where is Ja Rule, matter of fact? Gene Deal, the bodyguard, he was describing these freak offs on time.
I've interviewed Gene Deal. Some of the stuff he says is true. A lot of the stuff doesn't match up.
Okay, but still.
He said, like, I remember he did this whole thing about Biggie, and like he was saying how like Biggie was so upset over Tupac's death that's how he got into an accident. And I remember when we interviewed Lil C's, he said, no, the timeline of that is all wrong. I got into an accident. I was driving. It was way later. The two events have nothing to do with each other.
Well, regardless.
Gene Deal, listen, I like Gene Deal. I've interviewed him before, but a lot of stuff he says is just not true.
Oh, shit.
It's simply not true. The only reason I interviewed him was because he was there the night Biggie got killed. That was the main story I wanted. And I got it.
Well, he speaks
and
on
that
a lot
part
of
was
other
relatively
stories.
accurate.
And one of the stories he said, man, you know, he was watching the door while Diddy was in there doing a freak off with God knows who. There's some woman that went in there, and he said somebody tried to come. I think he might have said it was Lil Caesar, somebody, I don't know. So no, it was somebody who was the mans of the other person tried to come in, and he said, yo, I got instructions, I can't let nobody up in here, right? And he said almost they got into an altercation, and said when that happened, he says, I guess the people in the room, they came out to see what was going on. He said Diddy came out in the robe, and Ja Rule came out in the robe. All we want to know is, where is Ja? Ja, this is the time for you to say what the fuck was going on in there. That's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying?
I got Ja's number. I'll call him up.
Yeah, you should clarify that story
Yeah, I'll ask him.
because this is what the audience like us is thinking. We're thinking this is giant freak-offs, and because of the silence of everyone, we're thinking that all y'all niggas was with the freaky deaky, butt plug, all that type of stuff, which it probably wasn't true, but like, everybody should come and clarify, be like, hell no, I had no goddamn freak-off with Diddy or I don't know what they would say, but everybody been a lot quiet. Like, where these people been at?
Yeah, man, listen, I don't know.
Man, Usher went to Bali. Like, yo, Usher went from the Super Bowl and started doing, like, you know what I mean, some Indian style in Bali with, what's the name? Why don't these people be like, yo, when I heard that Usher and Diddy was wrestling over the Frosted Flakes, I always thought it was something else. You ever wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, Vlad?
Yeah, no, this is,
yo, we need some clarification.
I'm speechless right now about the Frosted Flakes.
Yo, the
but,
Frosted Flakes.
I mean, there are videos saying that Usher lived with Diddy.
Yo, imagine what them niggas was doing over the Cheerios. Holy shit. Oh, my God.
As he continues to dig into these rumors, speculating on what other wild things might be revealed next.
Hey, listen, yesterday I told all the homies I was gonna stay out of everybody's business. You know what I'm saying? I lied. Diddy, I just seen that video. You was a bitch ass nigga. And I hope, I hope, if whatever happens to you, happens to you. I hope Big Freddie and Debo Eddie strap your ass down in a penitentiary Betty. And I hope don't nobody come help your motherfucking ass, nigga. That shit, listen, you's a bitch ass nigga, Diddy. You know, I told him I was gonna stay mind my business, but I lied. Not only did I lie, I'm finna get in everybody's business. For the next 48 hours, it's a blitz. I'm going to my war chest, I'm pulling every motherfucking thing out. And I got some shit. Y'all stay tuned, but Diddy, you did this shit. You's a bitch ass nigga, Diddy. It's going down. It's going down. Tune in to the 100 show. We launching next week. All independent artists, tap in with Love and R&B. Hit them motherfucking Christopher Lovejoy. Hit his back channels. I'm gonna put up a post for y'all.
Biggie died, Tupac died. And then there was the, the fight between who was the top rapper now, Nas and Jay-Z, and then the next thing you know, Nas has a nervous breakdown and he's taken out of the game, and it's all Jay-Z.
It's all Jay-Z.
It's all Jay-Z. And he was working with R. Kelly, and they were making so many records together. You know, they made all of those records together. They both fucked Aaliyah. They shared so much in common.
Now, I want to touch on a friend dying, but even before we get there, I got to ask you about 2001, Jay-Z Unplugged.
Yeah.
The Jaguar Riders there,
Yeah.
Heart of the City.
Yeah. It's the 21-year anniversary.
It's the 21-year
this month.
anniversary, and I don't think we've seen nothing like that since. And I know you posted it. We're going to talk about the network, but I know you posted it and put it out there. I want you to touch on either the genius or the insanity of Jay-Z. This man, as far as what he's done since then, is, you know, either preordained, destined, or he had a plan. But it seemed like he geared himself towards it. But you were there to witness it firsthand from what he was back then. I just want you to, like, because, you know, not many people have a firsthand account of what this man is doing and what he's about to do.
In 21 years, I have never had anything to say about Mr. Sean Carter other than the fact that we had a pleasant working relationship and he was an excellent businessman.
21 years.
In 21 years. And after 21 years, what I will say to you is this. The first time I ever saw Jay-Z or even heard him spit a rhyme was at an MC battle, street battle in New York. But he didn't show up as Jay-Z. He didn't show up as the hottest rapper on the street. He showed up as the nigga that was with Big L.
Rest
For
in
those
peace.
of you.
Rest in peace, Big L.
Rest in peace, Big L.
One of the
That was the
dopest. One of the
sensei.
dopest. Yes.
Big L was who put Jay-Z on.
Without question.
And then Big L died, and then the next thing you know, Jay-Z. And then, you know, he starts clienteling with Tupac and clienteling with Biggie and doing songs with Biggie and building a working, you know, camaraderie with Honeycombs and AKA Diddy. And
Why do you give him the honeycombs? Why do you give him honeycombs?
because he smacks so sweet. That fucking sodomite. Anyway, so yeah, then, you know, and then Reasonable Doubt was happening, and then Dame's in the picture, and Dame's building Rockefeller, and everybody's talking about Jay-Z. And don't get me wrong, there is nobody who loves Reasonable Doubt more than me.
At the time of.
Nobody. No, still.
Yes. To this day.
Still. Listen to me. I don't give a fuck how I feel about you. For me to have bad feelings about someone and not acknowledge art and its greatness or at its finest is hating. Maybe I don't fuck with you, but them shoes is hot, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be real. So I will never. Shit, I was just listening to Watch the Throne earlier this week, and that shit was enraging me. Cause I'm like, y'all motherfuckers was living for this fucking album and was Kanye.
They all got away with too much, and it's time to pay up.
Kanye. And then all of y'all made all of this money on this motherfucking dude, and now all of a sudden, who, him? Like he was good enough when you let him slump Just Blaze's fucking whole career. He was the shit.
That's a whole issue in itself.
It was worth putting Just Blaze on the line for, because Just Blaze was Rockefeller production until Kanye.
Yeah.
Who's Just Blaze producing for now?
That I don't know. Who is? Yeah, I'm about to say that I don't know. And he was the movement.
Where is Just Blaze?
Yeah.
I mean, he was making Ho's beats. You got Tidal. You're a billionaire. Where the fuck is Just Blaze?
That's the question.
Why is he's not at least an executive at Rock Nation? He's not at least an executive at Tidal?
At least.
Like I said, Biggie died, Tupac died, and then there was the fight between who was the top rapper now, Nas and Jay-Z, and then the next thing you know, Nas has a nervous breakdown and he's taken out of the game, and it's all Jay-Z.
It's all Jay-Z.
It's all Jay-Z. And he was working with R. Kelly, and they were making so many records together. You know, they made all of those records together. They both fucked Aaliyah. They shared so much in common. You know? And then there was a falling out. And that's like it never happened. Whoever talks about best of both worlds. Nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about this shit.
Nobody talks about that project.
That nigga swept that smooth under the rug.
Why?
We know why.
You know what? I got a better question.
Yeah.
How valuable is a Biggie Smalls verse?
Yeah.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. People keep forgetting he hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died. It's been over 25 years. Fucking Puffy has been making money on that boy's name longer than he lived. It supported all of Bad Boy. His catalog. Clearly, a Biggie Smalls verse is very valuable. Am I wrong? Does anybody disagree with me?
No, that's facts.
So then what the fuck happened to the commission? What happened to that album?
Right.
It was recorded. It was being mixed and mastered upon Biggie's death. It was supposed to have came out that summer after Biggie's album, because Biggie's album was slated. He died a week and a half before his album came out. Then the commission was supposed to come out, and that was supposed to be his exit from Bad Boy. And then starting his own company. So tell me something. And this ain't me being an asshole. I think everybody that knows Sean Carter knows that he will slump anyone in any relationship for $1. Look at how he did Dame. Like, I don't give a fuck if you wanted to get away from your homie, if you wanted to get away from your partner. But to do it the way he did it, it's malicious. But maybe that was because he was fucking the girl that didn't want you.
Oh. Let the church say amen.
I don't know. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why you moved his ass around and out of Rockefeller so tough and then just moved right over to Def Jam. By the way, wasn't this all around the time when Aaliyah died?
Yeah.
And Beyonce's solo career was struggling? Jam on your horn now, that fucking bullshit ass record. From the Austin Powers shit, it was some of the worst shit ever. They were having a hard time taking her solo. And then Aaliyah died. And then they brought Rich Harrison in, and your love got me thinking so crazy right now. She liked posing with him in pictures for Page 6. Aaliyah didn't. She fell in love with Dame. And Aaliyah's gone, and you know. You have to start asking yourself questions after being in this business for this long. If you're a halfway intelligent person, when do you start questioning how lucky some motherfuckers keep getting?
Right.
Is it really a conspiracy if the same person keeps benefiting off the same kind of tragedy over and over and over again? So to answer your question, I'm sure he's always going to be a billionaire, and I'm sure he's got great things to happen. I mean, look, he's got the job with the NFL. He's hooking all his friends up with the halftime shows. I mean, think about it. Think about the halftime shows. Jennifer Lopez, Shakira, All Rock Nation. Now Rihanna, and then we had the whole LA thing, which of course he was involved in that, and then they pulled Mary J. Blige off to, you know, make sure she got that money for Kendall, and you know, they had that whole moment, you know, but all he's doing is using his friends and the people that he fucks with, or at least the people that signs his non-disclosure agreements. He keeps getting them the Super Bowl gigs. So I mean, like, he's doing all kinds of stuff, you know, and I do not begrudge him. It's just, if you got to do the kind of things that he's done to get where he's gotten, yeah, fuck it. I don't want it that bad.
I don't want it that bad hits hard. None of us want to be rich like that just to hurt people.
Okay. Well, the second biggest thing that's going on right now in hip hop is the Diddy situation.
That's the second? I think that's the first.
Well,
hey, listen, when I found
it's definitely the first, but right now in terms of time-wise,
okay,
you know,
all
it's
right.
a little bit older. You know, it's had a little bit more time to age.
Man, every day there's something new.
Oh,
man.
every day there's something new. You know, and I think, you know, I got interviewed by Piers Morgan and News Nation, I believe. And I think I was the first person on TV to talk about how Diddy's being called the Diddler.
Yeah, they got a couple nicknames from the Diddlers.
And No Diddy, you know, you interviewed Quilly.
Yeah, Quilly, my man Quilly, you know, he got No Diddy trademarked.
Yeah,
you know?
and let me tell you something. Every interview I've done since then, there's been like 50 No Diddies thrown out.
Got throw a little
all
No
over
Diddy
the
in there,
place. You know? Well, Diddy's Miami and LA homes were raided, allegedly over sex trafficking allegations. His sons Justin and King were handcuffed. And Diddy himself was not arrested. He was questioned, I think. And they were saying, oh, he's like trying to escape, you know, to the Caribbean. But no, he's back in Miami. You see him photographed and videotaped around and everything else like that. But he hasn't been charged yet. Do you think he'll be charged?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. I mean, the feds don't do raids if they're fishing.
Yeah.
Usually it's like the final couple nails in the coffin.
Well, I do think they're fishing to some extent. But I do believe they've had him in the crosshairs for a long time. They've inquired, you know, someone sent me a early 2000s article from Smoking Gun where it came out in a motion when Jimmy Henchman was questioned by the feds. And during the proffer session, they asked him randomly, they're like, hey, do you know anything about Diddy and his sexual escapades? That hints to we're investigating him. Mm-hmm. Maybe not an active, like, we're going crazy investigating, but they've been inquiring about Diddy and sexual allegations for quite some years, definitely over a decade. So, you know, the point that they get to that they're kicking open the front door, they've now made up their mind. And they might not find what they want, but they'll make something up to get them. Because at this point, it's too embarrassing. So whether, we all know if it comes out and he's only called, like he gets like a tax charge, we know they ain't find it at all. But I think at the very least they're coming with some charges, right? Me, and I hate to even speculate on this because I wouldn't, want somebody to do that to me if, say, I was truly innocent and going through that. But because the feds are doing it in the way they have, I gotta imagine that they're trying to apply the same things they did to R. Kelly, which is, they're gonna go for sex trafficking and they're gonna go for racketeering, and on the racketeering is gonna be the threats of violence, gonna be possible shootings, there's gonna be maybe sexual assaults, not even maybe, probably, and other things, and they're gonna hit him with a bill that is, has so many charges. Diddy's 54. At this point, again, I'm watching all these things take place, and I see Diddy making these public appearances, and I know what that is. If you ever got a lawyer, your lawyer gonna tell you that. Hey, you're an innocent man. Yeah. Act like an innocent man, which means don't just hide in the crib and act like you're scared. Hey, walk around. You can ride your bicycle. Take a couple pictures with people. Except I don't think it's working to make people think he's innocent. I think people are trying to look at him to see, are you sweating? Are you breaking? Yeah. And we're gonna see. I hope we don't get to the point where he does a Gayle King interview, because I think his team is trying to control the press. If you don't realize, you see Stevie J, remember when it first happened, they're like, where's his friends? We're still saying where's his friends.
Yeah.
But now Stevie J's posting videos of everybody who went to the Diddy party. Hey you motherfuckers. None of y'all, hey all y'all quiet motherfuckers who went to the party. Remember you were here too. You can say something. Post the video, you see everybody, Kanye West, you see The Weeknd, you see Kevin Hart, even though that ain't the party. That, this is after the show is after party, and after the after party is the Diddy party. Yes, they talking about that part. They're not talking about the shit where everybody got tuxedos. Yeah. They're talking about the shit where, niggas got Speedos and shit going on, like some other shit.
Thongs.
So, yeah, exactly. So, but they're trying to do their little PR thing. I'm seeing it happen, and, I definitely think he's gonna be charged, man. It's just not looking good. Once they hit him with a racketeering charge, there's just too much things that are there. The person who's gonna sink him is Cassie.
Right, because although he settled a civil lawsuit with Cassie, and I'm sure the settlement included an NDA, I looked this up. NDAs are private agreements. When it comes to criminal charges, they're thrown out the window.
Yeah.
So she can be compelled to take the stand and repeat everything that she was basically signed in the NDA saying she wouldn't say. And from what I'm seeing in the news, she's actually cooperating with the feds.
Well, she would have to, I would believe.
She wouldn't have to unless she's being charged with something herself.
Well, if we're thinking about, again, we're assuming here, but let's keep assuming. If they're trying to get him for racketeering, and they're saying he has a criminal enterprise that have ensnared and entrapped and recruited women and
men.
And a lot of dudes, okay?
And men.
For the purpose of commercial sex acts. Well, let's go back to Cassie's own lawsuit. Cassie said, well, I was the one that were Googling big black dick men. She was the one hiring people.
Right. I heard from somebody, and I can't say who it is, that a lot of these threesomes with male prostitutes, Cassie was the one that was out getting them. That she was into this.
Okay.
That's what I heard. I'm not gonna say by who, but that's what I heard. And that's not very far-fetched, You got a young girl, she probably enjoys sex with young, muscular men her own age as opposed to this older guy. Okay.
What did you hear about what Diddy was doing, man? Was it like, that's just odd. That's the odd part. Diddy's whacking off in the corner while another man boning his girls. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, anyway. Okay, so if we're going down that train of thought.
Yeah.
So that she was actively recruiting. Whether it was by force, which she's alleging, like, hey, I didn't want to do it. He was making me do it. This reminds us of what the feds allege and actually have laid out with Jeffrey Epstein. They say Ghislaine Maxwell was brought in. Sometimes she would bring girls around.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like and subscribe.